So I'm gonna build a gate here, and it's like 1.5 meter wide. It's enough for a wheelbarrow to go out and just to walk out comfortably. And of course already one thing went wrong. I will show you. So here you can see that it broke off. It's some old hinge with a nail on the side. It's basically, it's probably blacksmithed, so I thought let's use it. It's pretty. So I pre-drilled a hole into it and I hammered it in with a hammer, but as you can see it broke directly off. So I'm going to plan B and make my own hinge. Here I found the idea to just use a metal bar with a thread on the end, and I found this in the garage, so it's for free. And I basically, you put it in the vise and you ram it with a heavy big hammer until you have a square angle, and then you drill a hole in the wood and you bolt it on. So I found a metal bar. I have no idea what's its original use, but it looks okay. Looks strong. So basically I'm gonna cut it off to size and then just use a big hammer and I hit the angle on it. It's pretty simple. So it's cut it. Now we have to find the spot where I'm gonna hammer it. It's roughly there. This will be the hinge. The hinge plate that will be attached to the wood. It fits, luckily. Didn't even test it. So it fits, luckily, and I just have to hammer it now. So you secure it in the vise. Has to be pretty strong, and then I have to search for a hammer because it's a big bar and I don't have a torch. If you don't have the best equipment, a hammer always works. And I'm very left-handed, but this garage is a bit designed for right-handed, and I don't have much space here, so I'm gonna do it with my right. So that's square enough. And I always like to double check it. If you then double check it, you can see that I'm a fraction off. You can see on the top. So I'm gonna give it a small tap back. Because if it's not like 100% square, you get problems later in the build. Let's see. One more. But then close. That's close enough. So now I'm gonna try to get this bolt off. It's heavily rusted, but let's see. First, I'm always just gonna try. If not, you can use acetone. No, it's stuck. So I'm gonna get some acetone and put it in. So I put it an hour in acetone with vegetable oil. It's a mix. It's a better alternative than WD-40 or WD-40, whatever you want to call it, because that's extremely expensive, and this works way better and it's way cheaper. So I have some movement in it, and the trick is then to go first back and forth till it's easier, and after a while the movement will get bigger and bigger. This is with everything, not only nuts, also with old machines. If you have like a steam locomotive or some old car that is rusted, don't try to push it one way in the way you want it, but go back and forth until it's easy. This way the dirt and the rust goes out and you don't damage it completely. Like if you're gonna hit it with hammers the whole way, you're gonna damage it. And it's becoming so easy now that I'm just going forward. And I sort of want to reuse this nut because it has the patina. So it's becoming easier. It's almost off. Perfect. So I'm drilling a hole for the hinge that I made. And because I don't have a big drill that is this long, I start with a small one. And you drill it through. I already did that one. At least it goes through. And after that I use a little bit bigger drill. bigger diameter, and I will drill from both sides because I now have a straight line. After that I go to another bigger one. So I found a bigger drill. So the smooth area gets slowly bigger. The gap is also becoming smaller. You see here a very deep cut, and you will see this part slowly expanding until it's the whole plank. If you can see, I'm planing really rough. You cannot look through it. The light doesn't even shine through it. And this way you take off a lot of wood really fast. And that's easily good enough for in the garden or for a gate or whatever. So it is already very smooth, but if you want to make it perfect, you have to now adjust the plane to make thinner slices. Then it will become way more smooth until it's smooth enough so you don't even need to sand it. It's way faster than sanding, and it is way cheaper. Sanding paper is not for free, and when you're sanding a lot you fly through the expensive paper. So this part is just the other side. It's I only took off the bark with a draw knife, so it's completely round. I want to put a flat piece on it. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it makes it easier to put on the vertical sticks for the gate. They will be also natural, and it will look pretty. If you make it too perfect, yeah, how do you say it? It will stand out in nature. You don't want to have an exactly straight piece that is completely perfect into the nature. It won't blend in, and the target is to make it blend in. So there we go. So This is very smooth, way smoother than the other side, just because it was easier to start. And this is good enough for me. And this is, by the way, very nice fire starter. So I don't want to hear excuse that you don't have the tools or whatever. Like, the tools cost almost nothing, the hand tools. If you want to do it faster with machines, yes, that's gonna be pricey, but good quality hand tools are in most countries very cheap. Just second hand. And the most important thing is with almost everything in woodworking is that your tools are sharp. If it's not sharp, you won't have any good results and you will definitely don't enjoy woodworking. So to attach the old barn hinge, it's pretty easy. You use a pencil, mark the spots, and you just drill it. Everyone can do it. So I drilled a hole, put it in, just copied this one. As you can see, it's a little bit too long, so I have to cut it off. And I just bolt it on, same as here. And the nice thing is, if I tension this one and that one I loosen up, I can adjust the gate a little bit to keep it straight. Because this one is straight and that one is a little bit down, I'm not sure. So that's what I'm gonna do. So here you can see the gate till now. I attached the hinges and I'm now starting to put the verticals on. This is acacia, so we don't need to paint it, but I need to drill it because it's so hard that I can't put a nail through it because the nail will bend because this is too hard. So I need to pre-drill and then just mount them all on. Easy peasy. So you have to figure it a little bit out. They're not perfectly straight. And the only point that I care about is that this part is not too big. That the chickens don't walk out. I'm pretty sure they don't jump through this hole, for example. So this is perfect. I clearly need some others. Like 8 more or 6 more. And that's not a problem if you live in the forest and you use round wood. You just take what you need. You don't need to go back to the shop. You don't need to plan it ahead. You don't need a drawing. You just start. So it's not much slower than just having planks. Especially if you consider that you have to work for buying the planks. And this is for free. And this is stronger. I also don't need paint. And I personally think it's way prettier. So this is how it looks till now. And I'm gonna fill in the holes. And on the bottom you can clearly see there's a gap. There will be a row of stones. So the dog can't dig out, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna do that. So there will be a row of stones. That's why there is some spacing left on the bottom, and if it's not enough I just saw off the bottom, no problem. So it's a couple of weeks later and my fence is done. I only have to cut this little piece off. I forgot about it. It's pretty strong. This is all acacia or false golbinia. And opens pretty smooth. So let's look at the details. So this is the other side. It's just two old barn hinges, like I already said. And this is pine. It was easier to plane and I had it. So this is the splitted acacia with the fro. I'm testing it and I have to say it's working better than I expected. I didn't expect too much from a fro, but it's working. So here you have a close-up of the hinge. It's just a hole drilled to the whole tree, and with a little one, and then you just increase the size, because I only had a little one that was that long. And as you can see, the tree is pretty thick. It's thicker than one length of my hand, like, and a couple fingers. So let's say 30 centimeters or like 12 inches. And it's pretty, it's stable. Pretty happy about it.